What's up, guys? I'm Hert from Hoonigan Industries, and this is my FC RX-7. All right, so I've had this car for about 6 years now. Funny story how I got it. I actually was daily driving a Crown Vic police interceptor, you know, the little fake police cars. And I got that car for $1,200 from my friend Alex in Atlanta. And I drove it around for a long time, and the diff started acting up. Needed some shims or something I didn't feel like doing, because working on cars isn't that fun when it's not a car like this. So my old friend Zach, who's actually here working one of the booths, he's a tuner, owned this car with a 900 horsepower V8 in it, drag car, and blew it up, parked it under a tree for a couple years. And I always bugged him about buying that car, but he would never bite. So I posted up my Crown Vic for sale, and he's like, hey, I want that car. And I was like, hey, give me your RX-7 for it. So we traded cars. So I got the car, bone stock RX-7. It was in beautiful condition, just had a blown up V8 with a transmission and full drivetrain swap. So that's the reason why I was V8 for the last 5 years. And so I was NA V8, then I was turbo V8, and after 5 or 6 years of driving the same car, you get kind of bored. So, and 10 years ago, my first drift car ever was a Mazda RX-7 with a rotary engine. I just never could afford to do anything like this. So come around 10 more years later, I've got another RX-7. I had a lot of fun in it with my V8 setup. I got it looking pretty nice. And it was just time for change. The V8 was a very cheap option to make good horsepower, but I want to have a car that sounds good, shoots fire, looks good, and revs to 9,000 RPMs. So I went back to my roots, got a 13B REW out of the FD RX-7 from John Vargas at Angel Motorsports. It's half-bridged and all that stuff. That was the reason why I got this rotary in here. So I'm not like riding a wave or anything like that. This is something I've always wanted to do. I just have never been able to do it. So now that we got the motor in, it's half-bridged, goopy seals. We've got a GTX 35 from Garrett, Gleesman, long runner manifold. He's out of Canada, makes them all himself by hand. Vibra Performance, Mishimoto, all the goodies to make it come together and run good. And then John Vargas put it on the dyno, and we made 400 horsepower at 12 PSI with conservative timing. So I'd say that's good. I've only done a little burnout in it, and it felt amazing. And I'm just happy to have a cool motor like this back in my car. So I can't wait to drive it. All right, so now that we got the car off the dyno, John Vargas got it tuned for 400 horsepower at 12 PSI with the Haltech Elite 1500. It's time to actually go drive this car. I've been waiting all year to get this done. I'm not a very patient person, but you got to be patient with these motors. So I've been very patient, and now it's time to take this thing out to events and shred. I mean, I don't have a set schedule or anything. I'm not a professional. I didn't build this car to go on a pro circuit. I built this car because I love it, and I built it to have fun in it. So basically, I'm gonna go on the internet, see an event, and then go to that event. So you can just follow me on Instagram if you kind of want to figure out where I'm going to be. I will be in Arizona December 9th for their Mahon event, so look that up. But otherwise, if you're still here at SEMA, you can check me out at the Eneos booth. It's 24829. You can check out the car. I've got some posters here with all the specs on it, and you can come say hi. So.